Subscribe, follow, like, share. Last Bell Boxing. These guys give you all the exclusives, and next time I get my fight date, it's going to be exclusive on here as well. So make sure you give them more.
Hello and welcome to Last Bell Boxing. Today I'm joined by Sean from Brighton. Good evening, Sean.
Good evening, mate.
All good. I'm all good, mate. I'm hoping you're all good as well.
Yes.
So, interesting one. This one. It's got a lot of people under the collar. This one has because people are wondering what Ryan Garcia's why he gets so many opportunities with Rich O'Sullivan over at the WBC, but he seems to. Does he deserve a shot at the WBC title in 2026? Probably not. Will the WBC gain momentum by having Garcia as a champion rather than the relatively unknown Barrios? Yes, is an obvious answer to that. So, Sean, give us your thoughts on this one because Ryan Garcia needs to get active, right? It's a very, very strange decision for me. And what's the point in having rankings?
Yeah, well, the WBC strike again, I think. We've seen it so often with them. They're just rules into their own exception at times, I think. Well, they don't have any rules, seemingly. I don't think he is deserving of it. I've got a slight different theory to what will happen with Barrios. I think depending on what happens with Eubank and Ben and what Conor Ben does after that fight, I think he'll probably get Barrios first, then they'll try and line up Ryan Garcia afterwards to fight Conor Ben.
Are they making, just on a side note, just quickly, a segue, I think they call it in the pro journalism side. Not that I'm anywhere near that. Is Conor Ben assuming he'll get back down to that weight? Because it's going to be more difficult than he thinks, right? I think Eubank Jr. said it's 4 years since he fought at that weight.
Yeah, I think the saving grace Conor Ben's got when you compare him to guys like Calbrook and others that have done it before, I think he does live the life, whereas he's always training and in the gym. So I think it'll be slightly easier for him. Let's not forget he's still relatively young as well in boxing terms, and Calbrook was a bit older. So again, that makes it a bit harder to come back down in weight. But I can see Conor Ben getting back to welterweight, absolutely.
Another concern is inactivity because he's been waiting around for this Eubank Jr. rematch. Will he still be the same fight at 147? Is what I'm saying. He hasn't really impressed at 147, has he? He hasn't really impressed for a while now, has he? If we're being brutally honest with his performances. So if Ryan Garcia was to jump in with Conor Ben, who are you picking on that one?
Oh, that's a good question. I think at the same time, I haven't particularly been impressed with Ryan Garcia, if I'm being honest. I mean, obviously, he was good against Devin Haney, then he had the whole debacle of what followed, and we all know. So I think the same question can be levelled at him. So I think generally, you have to say it's a 50-50 fight, and you're not quite sure which one will turn up.
And there's also this, coming back to Garcia versus Barrios, that's not a gimme, is it?
No, I mean, I don't particularly think Barrios is a particularly strong world champion.
I don't either. But Ryan Garcia is up and down, right? Depends which one you get.
Yeah. I think it could be the same for all three of the fighters we just mentioned there, to be honest. So I think you would have to favour either Conor Ben or Ryan Garcia to beat Barrios. But then again, something even more bizarre I've seen, Manny Pacquiao potentially fighting him if he doesn't fight Mayweather, which would be ridiculous as well. So, yeah, I guess it's just all up in the air. What's going to happen? I mean, the WBC, as we've already said, they'll sanction anyone and everyone to fight for their belts. So I don't think it's under the realms that Pacquiao could fight for it either.
Yeah, I mean, I'll use the word allegedly before this sentence, but when we look at the fees that WBC require, like I said in my opening gambit, it would suit their purpose a lot more if Ryan Garcia was holding their green and gold belt, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and in some sort of strange parallel world, they would absolutely love Ryan Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao as well, wouldn't they, for the world title?
Yeah, and I think Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn in the UK would probably do massive numbers. I think Erm would want to bring that to the UK because I'd argue it does bigger numbers in the UK than it would in the US.
Yeah, I'm sure I saw as well. Probably around the Devin Haney fight, they were talking about the UK for some reason in their build-up, and I think something like Ryan Garcia is actually more popular or well known over here than in America. So yeah, that backs up your claim absolutely.
Yeah, and again, I'll use the word allegedly again. Eddie Hearn's sunk a lot of dough into Conor Benn, hasn't he, over the years? So he's going to want to start to be recouping some of that back. So I would suggest he'd probably go in quite heavy on a purse bid with the backing of DAZN to ensure that they got Garcia over to the UK.
Yeah, and I think Oscar wouldn't have a problem with that either if he still promotes and they seem to fall out every other week, don't they? But I think there's another good subplot for that fight as well. Oscar and Eddie Hearn, that would be box office too.
It would. So my prediction would be that Ryan Garcia will beat Barrios. He'll probably stop him. And I also think Ryan Garcia will beat Conor Benn when he gets hold of him. I think he'll beat Conor Benn on points.
Yeah, I think I agree, to be honest. But as we said, you just never know what version of either of them's going to turn up, to be honest. So it's a flip of a coin for me, that fight.
Yeah. Okay, that's mine and Sean's predictions and conversations on Ryan Garcia, which I'm sure won't be the last one. Conor Benn, which I'm sure it won't be the last one. And Barrios, who unfortunately is the world champion, but has got the least profile out of all three of them. So, like, comment, subscribe. This has been Last Bell Boxing, proudly sponsored by Shore Building Services and SC Travel. We will see you on the next video. Thank you very much, Sean.